Good morning, viewers and listeners of Concerned Citizens Media. Thank you again for coming back. I always appreciate you sharing your time with me. Today, April the 28th, 2022. I have just one update on the violence in Gondar City. Is a genocide happened in that city, and I reported yesterday that the days of only three uh, Muslims due to the conflict in that city, but now the number is jumped uh, into higher. Even is not clear. Different media report different numbers. So this is official uh, report by Addis Standard. You know, uh, credible report, but due to restriction, the number could be more. Some are reporting like 44 days. Some are reporting less than that. And the number of injuries is still unknown. So it's a massacre, it's a genocide happened in Gondar City by Fano militia, Amara Fanos. And this group, as I reported before, and as different media reported about this group, this is a very dangerous, intimidating, and out of control in that country. Now is creating a massacre, a genocide on Muslims in Gondar City. So let's read what Addis Standard said about this update, and I will share also Oromia Media Network video about the protests in Addis Ababa. Various protests happening in different cities in Ethiopia concerning or against the Fano actions in Jimma, Addis Ababa University, and the Grand Mosque in Addis Ababa, and different cities. So I will just share the one happened in Addis Ababa at the end of my reading. So let's see. Updates, news update. Addis Ababa, Amara State Islamic Affairs Council demand justice as death toll in Gondar rises to 21. Thousands rally in Addis Ababa. This is from Addis Standard. The Addis Ababa Islamic Affairs High Council said in a statement this morning that the number of people killed in Gondar City yesterday has risen to 21, and that the attack was planned massacre. The council also said mosques and Qurans were burned down, women were raped, and properties belonging to Muslims in the city were destroyed. This is very serious crime. It's not a random incident. It is a well-planned, coordinated operation by Fano against Muslims. Similarly, the Amara Regional State Islamic Affairs Council issued a statement demanding the regional government to stop the continuous attacks on the Muslim community and the destruction of their properties in the region and bring the criminals to justice. The call came after a group of people attacked mourners at funeral of Sheikh Kamal Legas, a prominent local sheikh in the city, on Tuesday, 27 April. This morning, thousands of Muslims in Addis Ababa took to the street demanding justice in front of Grand Anwar Mosque in Addis Ababa. The Saling Asaw, Amara State Peace and Security Bureau head, blamed the violence on an armed group of people, attacked the mourners with rags, blaming them that they were collecting rags from an Orthodox church located next to a mosque. The conflict between individuals showed a tendency of growing into group conflict, the Salin told regional media. It's not an armed group. So this is a regional government try to cover it up, not telling us the truth. This, according to different media outlet, is a bomb thrown into this group, and a machine gun was used. So it's not only stone, a rag used to kill 21 people and injury many more. So this is a lie. It's just try to cover it up. But Addis Standard is a media, as a media, he has to balance. So that's why he put the government side. The Amara regional state government in its part said it was deeply saddened by the loss of life, limb, and property in the conflict, and extended its condolences to the families of the victims, but fell short of stating both the number of casualties and the extent of the damage. The state of Amara has no shoulder to carry extremist ideology in any form, and its resultant violence that will cause the loss of life, damage to property. Therefore, it will take all necessary legal and appropriate action against perpetrators, the statement from the last night said. They always said, including the federal government. They always say something like this to control the situation. But no investigation, nobody is held accountable. In the statement it issued this morning on the burning of mosques and the Quran, the rape of women, and the destruction of property, the Addis Ababa Islamic Affairs High Council said that mosques were set ablaze and a massive destruction of property was carried out by a mob blinded by bigotry, which clearly remarks Islamophobia. The council further blamed the government, the Amara state media, and some political party leaders for their statement, which failed to depict the barbaric acts committed on the Muslim community by these extremists, and added that the Muslim community is deeply saddened by the attempts to portray the crimes that claimed the lives of 21 Muslims as if it was caused by civil strife, caused by border dispute, to cover up for those who want to destroy the country. The council demanded the government to clearly state the severity of the damage and bring the perpetrators to justice. It also called on the entire Muslim community to handle the situation peacefully and to ensure that such attacks would not be inflicted in the future. In an emergency statement issued last night, the council has called off an event that was planned today, in which the council was to receive a plot of land given to it by the Addis Ababa City Administration Cabinet in Lemmi Kursa sub-city, Ayat village, for the construction of Imam Ahmed Mosque and Islamic Center. We have received information from Addis Ababa Peace and Security and the Mayor's office that some extremist and irresponsible leaders embedded in the sub-city structure are preparing for a major unrest tomorrow, the statement cautioned. The Amara Region Islamic Affairs Council, in its part, denounced the attacks and promised that it would design a strategy and coordinate the Muslim communities to struggle against such attacks in the future. It also called upon all Muslim communities across the world to denounce the attack in any way possible and to be part of the next solution. The council further called upon other religious leaders who it said should be concerned the looting, persecutions, and abuses the Muslim communities facing, to denounce the acts of violence against the Muslim community and to advise their followers. In the 13-point resolution it issued, the Regional State Islamic Affairs Council expressed its concerns that, among others, discussions that took place with the regional authorities in January this year in connection with the tension around Epiphany celebrations were not given due attention and led to the current violence. Gondar City Administration Peace and Security Bureau said last night violence was put under the control of regional security forces and the residents of the area were cooperating with the security forces to create stability. We would like to thank all the people of Gondar who have joined hands with the security forces for the stability of our city, the city administration, and pledged to bring perpetrators to justice. So these statements, as I said, they don't mean nothing. They don't bring, because it is Fano is armed, financed by local and even federal level, plus the international people, those in the diaspora community also funding, financing the Fano organization. These are heavily armed. They are out of control. There is no rule that can govern them. So now they are trying to create religious war, and they already created chaos, border crossing in Oromia and Benishangul, killing and burning civilian houses. So they are out of control. They should be there should be a remedy, but who's gonna bring that remedy? So that is a very serious one. It's a genocide and tension, very tension, high tension in the area, and the Wallos, the Wallo Oromos also under constant threat from this group. So far, the Prime Minister of Ethiopia, Abiy Ahmed, he didn't release any statement on the killing of 21 peaceful Muslim residents of Gondar. You know, he's silent. And that's a failure of leadership. That's why concerned citizens media repeatedly call upon him to resign and facilitate for the transitional government in that country. But he refused. Bloodshed continue. Now the religious tension continue. People hate each other, and he is just enjoying the bloodshed and the chaos and the downing of the country, just sitting in Arat Kilo, protected by security forces and undercover operatives and by the country's limited resources. He's enjoying it, and he's not leading the country. Chaos and anarchy is uh, uh, keep rising up. Inflation is high. Unemployment is high. I don't know how we can, remove this guy. He is not like he doesn't feel nothing. He doesn't feel. He got no feeling. He will tell you this is nothing. Such kind of attacks happened before by Christians and by Muslims. So nothing, you know, nothing to worry according to his leadership or his ideology. So let's share one video, very short video from Oromia Media Network on protesters and what they are saying. And I know I told you protests continue in different parts of the city, in Jimma and also Addis Ababa University and some other cities. But just listen to this short one in Addis Ababa. Thank you again. Here you go.
በሙስሊሞች ላይ በአክራሪው ሽብርተኛው ፋኖ የተፈጸመውን ጥቃት የሚያወግዝ የተቃውሞ ሰልፍ በተለያዩ ከተሞች ተደርጓል። የእስልምና እምነት ተከታዮች ዛሬ በፊንፊኔ ከተማ የተለያዩ መስጊዶች ተቃውሞ ያሰሙ ሲሆን በአንዋር መስጊድን በመገኘት የጎንደሩን ጥቃትና የድርጊቱን ፈጻሚ የሆኑትን ፋኖች አውግዘዋል። እንዲሁም ለህዝበ ሙስሊሙ ፍትህን ጠይቀዋል።
Okay. She's saying the protests against the attack continues in different cities. So as you know, the protesters asking where is the government? Is there government in Ethiopia? Is there a leadership? They should, they should ask to, go straight to Arat Kilo and demand the resignation of the prime minister instead of saying, where is the government? Where is the government? He don't care in that way. You need to be forceful and demand his removal. He failed Ethiopians and he failed the country miserably, multiple cases, and the bloodshed still continue in Oromia and other parts of the country. Misery, no future for Ethiopians under this leadership. So they should have, I think the future demonstration should be in front of Arat Kilo and asking for resignation of the leadership and looking for asking or demanding the transitional government in that country instead of calling where is the government, where is the government. You know it. There is no government in Ethiopia. There is no. You have seen from multiple attacks, multiple days, and continued bloodshed in that country, and you didn't see any leadership. So they are calling for justice for the victims and calling for the Fano terrorist group to brought into justice, and calling for accountability, and also they are calling for those who are trying or wishing to revive the kingdom system, let them go to the grave. They also say that. Also called Fano thief. Fano thief, and Fano is a terrorist. And so the criminals must brought to justice, and other expressions, also looking for leadership, but there is no leadership. So they should be forceful. They should demand Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed to resign and form the transitional government. So that will maybe end all the suffering Ethiopians are encountering in that country. Without removing this leadership, we're gonna see more bloodshed, more religious conflict, and other civil unrest, plus the downing of the economy. The inflation is 67%, and people are, I don't know, Ethiopians, what they are waiting for. They suffer more than enough. So that's all I have for today. Thank you again for joining me. I will be back with other updates, and be safe, everyone. Thank you.